WWE 2K series has been doing a pretty solid job at including legends from previous eras. Just looking at the recent edition of WWE 2K24, names such as George the Animal Steel, the Honky Tonk Man, the Sandman, and the Great Muta are all either returning or fresh new names that haven't appeared in a WWE video game before. So, what's better than to imagine a perfect world where the WWE 2K series continues to add to their already stacked roster and bring in more wrestlers that would be fun to play as? Looking at wrestlers that have had some sort of relationship with the WWE and are not currently signed to major rival promotions a la AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling, here is a wide array of wrestlers that would be awesome to have included in the next installment of the WWE 2K franchise. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and in today's video we'll be counting down 10 wrestling legends we want to see in WWE 2K25. Welcome to the club. Now, without further ado, let's crack on with the list with number 10, Psycho Sid with a much better model, and his last appearance was in WWE 2K19. With Sid's untimely passing this year, many fans have been reminiscing on their favourite moments of the big man's career. He was a fixture of the 2K series for a few years when he debuted as a playable character in WWE 2K17, before his final appearance in WWE 2K19. Whatever version of Sid being included would go over well, with other gimmicks or eras most likely being able to be included via My Faction Persona cards. In at number 9, we have Paul Orndorff, who has only been in spin-off titles, and he would be making his 2K debut. He's only appeared in titles such as WWE Supercard and WWE Champions, and he's currently planned to be featured in Ultra Pro Wrestling. Despite the fact that Paul Orndorff was a major name in the early days of the WWF and even worked in the first ever main event of WrestleMania, Orndorff has never been added to a WWE video game besides the mobile spin-off titles. This is a dream edition for many fans, and might not be possible due to the relationship Orndorff had with the WWE prior to his passing in 2021, but we can still hope. In number 8, we have Bull Nakano, who has never been in a video game and would also be making their 2K debut. Professional wrestling is a sport that is primarily filled with men, so the selection of legendary women's wrestlers is not as broad. That being said, Bull Nakano is a huge legend and even held the WWF Women's Championship and was inducted into the Hall of Fame earlier this year, but she's never been included in a WWE video game. Nakano being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame is a showing that WWE and herself are on fairly good terms, and could mean that fans could have the chance to play as her on either the base roster or a DLC pack added later. In number 7, we have Sabu, who's one of the many ECW names that don't get featured, and his last appearance was all the way back in SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Now that ECW was included as a brand in the MyGM mode for WWE 2K24, it seems fitting that the next game will include a wider array of talent from that promotion. There are issues with that as names such as Raven, Tommy Dreamer and Taz are signed elsewhere and most likely can't work out a deal to appear in rival promotions' games. And that leaves one major name that isn't signed anywhere and could easily work something out. The suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac Sabu. He was featured in SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 as part of the ECW legends that were added, but has yet to reappear in another title. In number 6, we have Bob Backlund, who is one of many former world champions not in a game, and he would also be making his 2K debut. He has been featured in WWE Supercard and was playable in the Legends of Wrestling series. Similar to someone like Paul Orndorff, Bob Backlund was a major name in the early days of the WWF, and that era very rarely gets any representation in the 2K series. Most of the early WWE champions such as Pedro Morales, Stan Stasiak and Buddy Rogers haven't been featured, but Backlund may well be the most well known due to his roles in the New Generation and working as a manager in the late 2010s of Darren Young. Speaking on that last stint, it seems odd that Darren Young and his at the time gimmick were included in a 2K title, but Backman wasn't included even as a manager despite being in the company and an on-screen presence. In number 5, we have the US Express, who are recent Hall of Famers, and the duo have never been in a WWE video game together. Barry Windham has never been in a WWE video game, and his last appearance in a game was WCW Mayhem. However, Mike Rotunda did appear in a WWE video game, which was WWF Rage in the Cage, which we have to say is a fantastic name. WWE and 2K like to pay tribute to wrestlers when they pass, and there isn't a much nicer video game style tribute than adding Wyndham Rotunda's family members to the roster. The US Express was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, so them being included would be relevant beyond just a tribute to Wyndham. It also would be fun for fans, as Mike Rotunda hasn't been playable as a wrestler since the early console days of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, while Barry Windham hasn't been in a WWE video game whatsoever, only in WCW titles. In number 4, we have Jesse Ventura, who appears to have buried the hatchet with WWE, and he would also be making his 2K debut. Jesse Ventura had heated issues with Vince McMahon, and those problems were a major factor in both Ventura and the WWE never doing work with each other. There would be on occasion when Jesse did some commentary, or he'd maybe appear at a SummerSlam, but the last time that happened was in 2009. With Vince now well and truly out of the company, Jesse has recently stated he has nothing against the WWE, and would even consider doing work with them in some fashion now. These sorts of moments are perfect for the video games, as now would be the perfect time to include Ventura as a roster member, similar to how Billy Graham was finally included in WWE 2K24. In number 3, we have Jushin Thunder Liger, who has worked almost everywhere, and would also be making his 2K debut. The last time he appeared in a video game was as a DLC character in Fire Pro Wrestling World, and he's never appeared in a Western pro wrestling game. WWE doesn't seem to have a problem including wrestlers that don't work for their promotion in a video game anymore. This is proven by the Great Muta being featured in the WCW pack for 2K24, as he has never once wrestled in the WWE and his sole appearance was his WWE Hall of Fame induction. Jushin Liger would be a perfect candidate for that spot in 2K25, as he had several matches in WCW, but unlike Muta, he did have a match in WWE at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn when he faced Tyler Breeze in what is a pretty fun match. On top of that, 2020 saw Liger inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, so the relationship between the two seems to be in fairly good standing. In number 2, we have Rocky Johnson and any other Anawahi family members, and Rocky Johnson will be making his 2K debut. Like several others on this list, Johnson has appeared in Supercard and other spin-offs, but not in a mainline game. To round things out, 2K25 could be the perfect time to include legacy members of the Bloodline. Chances are we might end up seeing new names such as Jacob Fatu, Tamatonga, Tangaloa, and probably 900 other Anawahi family members who will debut by then. And they'll all be being featured for probably the first time in 2K25, so why not add the legendary names of Afa, Sika, the Tonga Kid, Rocky Johnson, and more? Heck, bring Umaga into it. Recent years have sadly seen many of these legends pass away, so this could easily be done as a tribute to the legacies of these names. It is also more relevant than ever to include them, as it would be appreciated whenever they show up. Maybe waiting for something like 2K26 or further, the Bloodline story might not be what it is right now, so include them now, 2K. And there you have it, there's our list. So what did you think? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the list and who would you most like to see in a WWE 2K video game. I look forward to seeing your comments. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you never miss out any of the fun content that we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Be sure to check out our previous videos. We've got one where we rank every single iteration of the SmackDown vs. Raw line of video games just before 2K came in. So go and check that out. It's fun. Share it with your friends. Go on, you'll enjoy it. However, that's all for now. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching and welcome to the club. See ya.